my intro a little bit. That's no big deal, of course. So, yeah, glad to see lots of faces on the call today, or names, I suppose. Yeah, thank you for attending today. My name's Isaac O'Neill. I am the retention specialist at Oasis. So, yeah, I work with a lot of our clients and organizations within our pool and with the HR manager specifically, to help provide better support and service and understanding of the breadth of the Oasis benefit plan, so employees are able to utilize it to the best of their abilities. And mental health is obviously a big piece of that is continuing to grow in the space, and we're working hard to promote and grow, and GreenShield has very much been a part of that. So you may or may not know, we moved EAP providers a couple of years ago to Inkblot, and that has fallen under the GreenShield umbrella. And yes, through Inkblot and GreenShield, the EAP program has continued to grow. So, wanted to run through a webinar today to provide a better understanding of all that is involved in EAP. So I know it can be very overwhelming. There's lots of different pieces to the EAP program, and when it gets overwhelming, people I know can tend to shut down. So we've been working hard the past few months, Joanne and I, who I will introduce in a moment, to make sure that managers, HR managers, and other managers within our pool are able to understand and B, support their employees with what is available to them, because many people aren't aware of just how much mental health support is out there for them within their benefit plan. And then the second piece of that is managers have extra level of support as well. So a lot of our clients, a lot of you at our organizations are in the mental health space yourselves and dealing with, intense situations, critical incidents, and can be dealing with things like compassion fatigue and, issues that require, extra support. So Joanne is going to walk through some of what those supports specific to managers that exist as well. So I'll introduce Joanne now, and let her get started. So Joanne is our EAP account manager through GreenShield. So she's been in the EAP space for over 25 years. We've been working together closely the past few months, and clearly very passionate and energetic. And I'm excited for her to be able to share what GreenShield has to offer. So Joanne, I'll let you take it away.
All right. Thank you, Isaac, and hi, everybody. Thank you for spending the next 60 minutes with me. And like Isaac said, there is a lot of information here. So we will talk about how to access the program, what the EAP is. So it's the Employee Assistance Program, which includes family members, what supports there are for people with the program, additional supports for all members, additional supports for managers, because like Isaac said, those of you in team lead, leadership, manager, HR positions, anywhere where you're supporting colleagues and employees, you're critical in that first line of defense to help other people, and also remember to help yourself. So we will be going over that. And because there's a lot of information, I'm okay to save the question and answer period to the end. However, if there's something that I'm talking about that you need clarification on, it doesn't seem to make sense, you want me to go over it, please feel free to put it in the chat, raise your hand. And Cameron, if you don't mind, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you can monitor that for me, because I can't see it in the presentation view that I currently have, that would be great. So with that, we'll get started. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the program. I'm going to give you that overall view in terms of how to get to it, what it is, what's available, and then, like I said, Q&A either at the end or throughout if there's something really that you want me to go over. So first, and one of the most important pieces is how to actually access the program. So you have two different ways, and three different ways actually, and two of them are similar experiences, which is online or through the app. So to get there from your desktop, from your one of your devices, from your laptop, it's through our website, which is right here, app.greenshieldplus.ca. And then it asks you to sign in or sign up if you don't already have an account. And you do that with your GreenShield member ID. And your dependents can also do that. They can create a separate account using their unique GreenShield member ID. You can also contact us by phone 24 hours a day. So this phone number is great to have handy if it's a crisis situation or if people just prefer using the telephone and talking to somebody instead of accessing through the website. And then if you do need additional support, if you have questions, there's different ways. Either you can contact your HR team, reach out to your advisors. We also have an email, okay, support@greenshield.com. We have our help center, which also includes articles. So if you aren't sure how to get your dependent to sign up, you can type in, you can do a keyword search, type it in, an article will show up. So lots of different ways that you can access. And I always encourage you, as again, that first line of defense, to log in, sign up, browse, become familiar, because then that's a good way for you to be able to feel comfortable referring other people into the program. Okay? And there, again, lots of great tools there that are self-serve, so not just accessing for service. You can get in there and look for articles, look for other resources that can help you personally, professionally, and help you support others. So in addition, through the site, through the phone number, you can also access through the mobile device. So regardless of whether you have an iPhone or an Android, you can go to the App Store to download GreenShield Plus app, sign in the same way that you would on your computer, okay, with the same GreenShield member ID, and then you're in. So the experience is the same whether you're on your app or whether you're on the site. Okay? You can book appointments, get additional information on the service. So again, a number of different ways that you can access support and get that service. So now we're going to talk about the program. So what is EAP? It is the Employee Assistance Program, but it also includes family members. So the industry, we have toyed around with putting in the F word, taking out the F word. So it was EFAP, then it was EAP, then back, but we've now settled on EAP. But it does, again, include family members as well. So it is a voluntary and confidential program that's available to you as employees and managers and your eligible dependents. Okay, through there you can get a wide variety of services, counseling, referrals, other support services, really geared to your overall health and wellness. Because as we know, what happens at work impacts us. Sometimes we take it home with us, and vice versa. What happens at home can come into the workplace, and we are looking to support the person through different areas of their lives and help them with different types of questions and issues that may come up. It is an optional add-on for OASIS benefit plans. So some of the agencies under OASIS have the program, some don't. There are still resources that are available if for those who don't have the program, which I'll also go over. So this, I think, is one of the most important pieces of the program, and that is confidentiality. Okay? So really important for you to know this and to be able to confidently convey this to people if you're talking about the program and you want to encourage them to use it, is that it is confidential. Okay, so any members, employees, clients who contact us, dependents, that information is kept confidential within the program. So we will not share it with family members. We will not share it with coworkers, with your manager, with your HR. Even if you as a manager were to tell an employee, I really think you should use the program. If you're there when they contact the program, if you were to contact us at another time and say, I was sitting with Isaac. I told him that he should use the program. He agreed. I want to make sure that he's accessed and he's getting support. We will not give out that information. Okay? The only people we release information to are the clients themselves. The only time that that is an exception is if the client is in danger of harm to themselves, to somebody else, or there's a child or an elderly person in danger. And I don't have to explain that to most of you. We are obligated to disclose that to the authorities. So the what I'll talk about now is the services that are included under the EAP. And the one that most people are familiar with, anybody who knows about EAP, associates it with counseling. So we absolutely do offer counseling that is available through the program. And that breaks down into 10 hours, 5 hours of individual counseling, plus 5 hours for couples counseling. So that is available at no charge as part of the program. When these hours are used up, so after your 5 hours, and you would like to, or you're interested in continuing with counseling with the same counselor, you can then continue, pay for that out of pocket, or if there's direct billing available, it's covered through your paramedical benefit coverage if you have that. Okay, so that way you're able to have that continuity of care, but the first 5 sessions are available as part of the program. After that, you pay for it as you would any other type of benefit and then claim it through the paramedical. And as I mentioned, we do have that crisis support available at any time. That's not part of the 5 hours. If somebody's in crisis, we have that capability to immediately provide that telephone support right away, 24/7. So as part of the program, we offer matching with therapists in our network. So we've got a huge network that you have access to. And through our platform and through the app, you are able to find the therapist that you feel would best suit your needs. So we do ask a questionnaire. There are a lot of questions, so I'll warn you ahead of time, but we really need that information just to make sure that we are suggesting, recommending, or you're able to search from a therapist that best meets your needs. So you can search based on race, religion, ethnic background, specialization, location. So you have that availability, that ability to match with a counselor in our network. And then their background will come up in terms of experience and credentials, as well as a picture. Okay, so you are able to search through a number of criteria, keeping in mind that the more criteria you suggest or the more criteria you select, the smaller the list will become. So it really depends on what is a priority for you and who you want to be doing your counseling. Our counseling service is provided by a vast network. So you've got access to counselors from across the country if you are looking at virtual service, but you also have the ability to do in person. So you can find a local counselor, somebody who's close to work, close to home, close to another location that is convenient for you. You're able to select and it all works the same way. Our counselors have at minimum a social work, a master's in social work degree or equivalent, and at minimum 5 years experience, but on average, they have about 12 years. So we have seasoned counselors who are able to support. And again, you have access to a vast network across the country. So we do have a lot of people using the virtual services for a number of reasons, especially since COVID, that kind of is fast-tracked in terms of how people get support, confidentiality, ease of access, convenience, for all the reasons we know about. But again, for people who still prefer that face-to-face, that in-person modality, we're also able to offer. Actually, and I didn't mention here, one of the really important benefits to note is that with the counseling service, once you pick a counselor, you get a free 15-minute consultation just to suss them out, see if they're a good fit for you, get a feel for what they're like, and then you can continue with start with your 5 hours. If you find that you don't think they're a good fit, it's not a negative reflection of them or of you. You can find another one, have another 15-minute consultation. Okay, so that does not impact your number of hours. That is over and above, just again to give you a sense of comfort for the counselor that you've chosen. I just want to take a break. Cam, any questions in the chat, or anybody got their hand up?
Yeah, there is one question, Joanne, from Tatiana.
Okay.
So if I'm reading this correctly, Tatiana, when you say EAP is available to the family members, does it apply if the employee has an individual plan, even if they have a spouse? So correct me if I'm wrong, Joanne. Dependents have their own entirely separate EAP hours allotted. So those 10 hours of 5 individual, 5 couples, that applies separately to a dependent, a spouse, if they are on your plan. If they are not on your plan, they are still able to join for your 5 hours of couples counseling if that's what you were to choose, correct?
Correct. And as a standard, if your organization has the EAP, it's automatically extended to you as the employee, your spouse, and your eligible dependents. So yes, 5 hours each person.
So Joanne, for couples counseling, does that mean if my spouse and I were interested in couples counseling, we would each have 5 hours, so we could technically use 10 hours total of couples counseling together?
Correct.
Okay. I think that answers Tatiana's question, and that is the only one I see in the chat at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, and again, more come up, please let me know, and I'll take a quick break after the next couple of slides to check in again. Okay, so we covered off the counseling. So in addition to the counseling, we have what we call work, health, and life services. So these are non-counseling, more practical type services, because again, as I said, lots of things come up in our lives where we need some resources, some information, some support from experts, and not necessarily counseling. So the services include legal, financial, health coaching, life transitions, and career. So as an example, with legal, you have consultations with a lawyer, okay, to answer questions about any type of law. So real estate, divorce, family law, wills and estate planning, family matters, small claims. So just to name a few. The only limitation to this is we cannot talk about labor law because it's a conflict of interest since the organization is providing this service. But otherwise, we have lawyers who can answer initial questions, talk to you about your rights. The other limitation is these are not lawyers who can act on your behalf. So they are not your lawyer able to represent you. But again, they can answer initial questions, talk to you about your rights. If you do need a lawyer, and if they recommend it or if you're looking for one, they can provide you a list of lawyers in your area. If you access from that list, then you are responsible for the fees. Okay? But up until that point, the information, the list of resources, answers to your questions, additional resources that they provide are all covered under the program. Similarly, these are unlimited hours. So there is no, you're not restricted to the 5 hours like you are for counseling. Financial, also consultations provided by financial counselors on different areas of money management and finance. So they can provide you, again, answers to initial questions that you may have about these types of issues. If you do want to enlist the help of a financial counselor for yourself and your own issues, then they can provide you with a list of resources either in your area or virtually. And then if you access from that list, the fees become your responsibility. In addition, we offer health coaching. So either with a certified health coach or a registered nurse, we can support with a number of different physical health or mental health issues, depending really on what you're looking for. And these are limited to 5 hours. Okay. Also, life transitions. So we have consultants who specialize in these types of areas who can provide you with information, support, consultations, advice on various types of personal life issues. Okay? And again, limited to 5 hours. And then career counseling. So we're able to provide that type of support, whether it's to you as the employee, whether you're looking to path your career within the organization, whether you're preparing for an internal interview, or maybe you've got a dependent who's just out of school looking to start on their career, not sure what they should be looking at. Our career counselors can assist with that. And again, that's limited to 5 hours with a professional. Also part of the service, we offer personalized nutrition. So this is AI-based, but also in consultation with a dietitian to get personalized nutrition information plans based on your specific dietary or food needs. And this is counts as 3 hours under health coaching. So not limited and not counted under the 5 hours. This is, you can have this separately. You can access this at the same time as counseling, before, after, however you want to. This is online cognitive behavioral therapy. So this is really self-guided. I mean, these are modules that are already online and kind of like a course, guiding you through different modules of a program that is geared towards dealing with mild to moderate anxiety and or depression. Okay, so this is available to all members, and at any time, you go at your own pace. You can complete these modules, and it's available, like as I said, in addition to counseling or at the same time as counseling, but a really great resource and support for mental health for people dealing with anxiety or depression. If somebody's interested in participating in the CBT online and also having a coach, there is an available an option that allows you to pay for it. Okay? But the digital piece is available at no charge. On the platform, you don't all just have to access counseling or our work-life health services or the CBT. You also have access to our well-being hub. So on here, our well-being programs include different types of resources. We have articles. You're able to participate in existing challenges. It's compatible with your wearable fit devices. You've got quizzes and activities, so lots of interactive resources and supports that are available in addition to the counseling, to the work-life services, to the digital CBT programs. So again, depending on how people learn, depending on what people want to use, there are all these different resources available to address different parts of your overall health and wellness. And again, this does not dip into any of your 5 hours. Okay? This is unlimited access, and you can use as needed. As part of our dependent support, we offer mental health for children. So this is a very, very specific program. It's called Mightier, okay? And it's really game-based, geared. Sorry.
Да. Так, Таня, я видела ваш имейл, я пришлю вам карту. Вам надо, это такая же точно бумага, которую вы подписывали.
Ask if people can mute themselves, please. That would be really great. And Cameron, I'm not sure if you have the ability to mute everyone.
Хорошо, договорились. Всего доброго. Bye.
Sorry, and just ask people to mute themselves. Thank you. So Mightier, as I said, it is a game-based support available for children 5 to 17. It actually has children playing games. It monitors their heart rate through a sensor, okay? And then when the sensor notes that the heart rate is increasing, it shows ways for the kids to bring their heart rate down, because increased heart rate is a sign of potential stress. A parent can request this for their child. It comes as a kit, and it is compatible with devices. So the device is not provided, okay, but there is a kit with resources, with articles, and with the sensor that is available. Again, doesn't dip into any of the hours. It is available for an unlimited period of time. And once you order the kit, you keep it. So, and as part of the dependence access, they do have, as I mentioned, and as Tatiana asked, they do have their own allotment of hours. So for the 5 hours are available to each of them, and they can log in the same way with their GS member ID on the card that you have. The only thing they cannot do is make claims on the account. Okay, so just like all your other claims, the member has to make that claim. Okay, so now I'll take a break, see if there's any questions, because I'm going to move on to resources for managers.
Yeah, Joanne, there's a question here from Leanna. What is the cost of the children's EAP that you just mentioned?
Oh, there's no cost. It is part of the program.
And what is the cost of the sensor? There is how is the heart rate sensor provided, Joanne? Could you clarify that as well?
Yeah, it comes as part of the kit.
It comes as part of the kit? Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's yours to keep. And there is no fee.
Perfect. And a couple more questions here. Is the dietitian a live person that I can speak with for 3 hours?
No, this is AI generated, but there is initial consult and an assessment to determine if the service is appropriate, and then they will decide if it's really going to be virtual or if there is a consultation that is also available, depending on the issue.
Perfect. And the last one here I see is from Sandra. How does a dependent access the EAP program? I can answer this one. So,
okay.
Yeah, they will have a separate, or on the back of your GreenShield member card that you receive in the mail when you're enrolled, or if you have it on your phone digitally, on the back of the card, it will list your dependents, and those dependents have a -01, 02, etc. for however many dependents you have. So they are labeled in that respect, and using that, your GreenShield member ID along with their corresponding -01 number is how they would register with their own unique GreenShield account. So they can't make claims on that account. So if they were to go to the dentist, it would still have to be claimed under your personal account as the primary, Sandra, but they are able to access their own EAP through that GreenShield account. I believe that's it. Oh, I see one more from Maria here. Another question. Can couples counseling apply to family counseling or parent-child counseling together? Good question, Maria.
That's a great question. The answer is yes.
Okay, perfect. So that would apply, yes. If you and your child were to go to counseling, it would be a part of that 5 hours that you're allotted to, and up to 10 hours between the two of you together.
Correct.
Very good question, Maria.
Yeah, thank you for that.
All right, I think we can keep moving along.
Okay, great. So I'm going to move on to now resources for managers. And part of the reason we always go through these other resources first is so that you remember you're not only managers, you're employees first, right? So those resources are for you as well. A lot of times we have great managers who only want to focus on what they can provide for their people, forgetting that they can access themselves, right? So that's one of the biggest rules, and we always talk about the airplane analogy, right? When you're for those of us who've been on airplanes, they talk about when the oxygen masks come down, put it on yourself first, and then the people you're looking after, because if you're not in good shape, you can't help anybody else. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Again, not only to help others, but also to be a good role model, right? You want them to see that you are accessing services, you are taking care of yourself, you are being a healthy employee and a healthy person. So that, again, is a good way for them to mimic that same type of behavior. Okay, and that's why I always encourage managers, encourage leaders, anybody in a type of leadership, mentorship role, to become as familiar as they can with the EAP. And you don't have to be experts, but really just know that piece about confidentiality, know how to access, where do you find the EAP information, where, so again, you don't have to know about the program, just be able to guide them to get there. Okay, and again, knowing that it's counseling, it's these other types of supports, it's 24/7. Here's the app, here is the website. Those little pieces to make your people feel comfortable about accessing support. Okay, and again, really important, that confidentiality piece. So even though you, as a manager, as a leader, as a supportive colleague, talk to them about the program, it's still confidential, right? And there's different ways. So again, for most managers who have regular contact with their employees, most of them understand when there could be something happening. You sense with, normally a good employee, a productive employee, some things start to change, or they'll actually come out and tell you. So that's what I mean when I talk about that, quote unquote, the first line of defense, where you either see or speak to your people on a regular basis and have a good sense of when they might need some additional support, or again, they come and tell you that there's something going on and they need some support. So here's some symptoms, some identifying ways that you can tell if there's somebody who may need some support. And this, again, these are just some ways to identify, and it's for people who typically don't exhibit these types of behaviors, okay? Because we do have colleagues, coworkers, employees who do have difficulty on a regular basis. There's different supports for them. But really, when you're looking at somebody who moves around on an average track, okay, or is a high producer and then sometimes kind of fall off that track because there's something going on in their lives. These are good indicators when they might need some support. So we have two types of manager-specific resources through GreenShield: manager consultations and critical incident support. First one, really important for you to be aware of in your role, manager consultation. So it's really any situation where you're looking for some advice because you're dealing with a situation that you are not comfortable with, you're not familiar with. It's a bit difficult, okay? So such as conflict within the team, harassment. You've got somebody that may be dealing with a substance abuse issue, things that are impacting performance, things that are impacting the team, okay? Or again, employees come out and just said, I'm dealing with something, I don't know what to do. And you, in your role, can contact us and say, I'm dealing with something, I don't know what to do. Right? What are some suggestions, either clinically or otherwise? How can the EAP help? How can GreenShield help? We're not internal experts, so we won't know your policy, but we'll talk about, have you gone to your direct manager? Have you contacted HR? What does your policy say? So different types of ways that you can get that information, and it is completely confidential, okay? It's non-judgmental, so we're not going to say, oh my goodness, Cameron called us, he had no idea what he was doing, and it was just a simple issue. You're never going to have to deal with that. Okay? Confidential, non-judgmental, an open forum for you to say, I'm really not sure what to do, or I think I know what to do. Can you run this through with me? Can the EAP help? How can the EAP help? And what can I do? Okay. So different ways that you can connect with us. If it's not urgent, feel free to send an email. If it is urgent, you need that immediate support, you can use this number. All else fails, you're not sure, call that 1-800 number that I was referring to, where it says it, I've lost it. Let's see, we'll find it. Right here, even though it says crisis support, it is still available 24/7, and you can connect with somebody and identify what it is you need. An additional service we offer is critical incident management service. So through our trauma team, something traumatic takes place, such as a sudden death of an employee or family member, a serious accident, some kind of major event, dismissals, layoffs, restructuring, things are going to impact the organization. You are able to contact us and we can dispatch one of our trauma-trained counselors. So each agency under OASIS has one case per year. Anything additional, the cases are fee for service. And what OASIS wants to encourage you to do is to make use of the service. And if their fees become an issue, just connect with Isaac or with Karen to see what supports are available. But just know that this is available as a support for the organization, for the employees, and especially for managers to help them get their teams through these kinds of issues. So any questions about the manager resource slides?
Yeah, Joanne, I have another question, a good question from Tatiana here. She's asking, what is the definition of a manager? So Tatiana is a program manager, but has supervisors on her team underneath her. Would they be considered managers for the purposes of accessing consults?
Absolutely. We don't have a definitive definition. It's anybody that's in a kind of a supportive role and is helping colleagues, coworkers, employees, supporting the organization.
Yeah, we defer to Tatiana. We defer to your organization as far as deeming who is a manager and appropriate for these types of consults.
Yeah. And it's included as part of the service, right? So there's no fee associated with this. So you can identify, your role, what situation you're dealing with, and then our team can assess, if this is the appropriate type of service for you. So never hesitate to ask.
And Maria has a question. If you're part of a large organization, is the manager consults per program or per organization? I would say it's per organization, Maria. So again, that's one per year, and then the additional fee for service.
Oh, hang on, no, not the manager consults, right? The manager consults are unlimited. Is it the critical incident?
Maria, would you like to clarify which one you're referring to? Yes, for the critical incident.
Right.
So yes, Maria, that would be on a
Thanks.
per organization basis. I think that's it for questions for this portion for now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can keep moving along.
All right. So we've just got a few more slides. We've got a couple of case studies that you can look to and see how the program's applicable to different scenarios, and then some additional resources that are available. So we're good for time. So we've got one case study, and also just so you know, this will be posted, right, Cameron and Isaac, and shared, so people can use this for future reference as needed. So this is yours to be able to do with as you need to for later. So the situation here, we've got a senior employee, 15 years, displaying a change of behavior and attitude for the past 2 years. This has disrupted the team, including management, lots of crying and very pessimistic in meetings. So as I talked about before, different indicators of people who are going through some difficulties in their lives that normally were a good employee, a good performer, and then you're starting to notice these types of behaviors. So what can we do? We can have the manager or HR contact us for manager consultation to discuss the different types of services and solutions that are available. So we have something, and we'll talk about this in the next slide, a monitored referral. You can recommend counseling for the employee to support their concerns if they are dealing with depression, or just to determine what it is they're dealing with and how we can support. There's individual coaching, as I said, through the manager consultation to support them in helping to manage the employee. And then if budget allows, there's manager training, okay, on supporting employees with mental health issues. Okay, so a number of different ways, some that are included under the program, and then pieces like training and monitored referral, which again I'll talk about in the next few slides, where you can access if you've got the budget for that. And what that shows, it shows the employee that the organization is concerned, okay, at a larger level, at a manager level. So with that type of investment and that type of time, the employee can see that their employer has concerns for them. And of course, in reality, we are protecting the organization. We want to ensure positive performance as well, right? Because this is a workplace, so we want the person to get help for themselves, okay? So that it supports their own mental health, but then also to support them in being a good employee, okay? So improved communication, productivity, and engagement within the workplace, and then support from for the managers that they were able to actually get concrete solutions to put in place. Okay, so any questions about this case study? So it is very generic, but sometimes, I mean, it does apply to different situations where you might see similar type of symptoms. We would make similar type of suggestions and then hopefully have these types of positive outcomes. And the next one is when you have a new employee. Okay? So part of their onboarding, there's a lot of training, there's a lot of information, disruption to the existing team to train this person, bring them into the fold, find new ways to accommodate for a different personality, somebody who's new. We have to start all over again. Maybe there's some language difficulties. People need that very specific type of support. So the manager or the onboarding colleague is able to reassure them that the EAP is available. We have those different types of language capabilities through the platform or through the phone number. The service is confidential. You download the app, help them walk through it, because it's, again, a great resource to have on the go. And then what different types of services can be available. And then right from the start, whether they think they're going to use it or not, the employee feels comfortable, knows that there is this additional support and this benefit that is available through the organization. So now I'll just talk about some additional member resources. Whether your agency has the EAP program or not, these are already available as part of Oasis's insurance plan. So on the platform, as I mentioned, we have our wellness hub and resource library. So lots of articles. You can search by keyword. then the articles will come up. So those you can access at any time. And again, use them how you need to, whether you want to share them, post them, take out excerpts, use them in different ways, different mental health topics, health and wellness topics, and we continue to add to them and expand the library. And then we also offer what's called the Let's Be Real series with Michael Landsberg. So for those of you who don't know him, very famous sports commentator. He, I think just after COVID or during COVID, disclosed his own battle with depression. So now he is leading a virtual series on mental health in partnership with GreenShield. So this is available to everybody. And if you go on the site, you are able to register for these through the year. And because there's so much information, right, for the program, maneuvering through the site or even thinking about what services you might want, not knowing what services you want, but you know you have an issue and you'd like to deal with it, or you have a question, you are able to get some support with navigation. So either self-serve, okay, through our automated system using the chatbot, you can use our platform, use the navigation to maneuver through the platform and through the app. Ask it different questions, search different ways that you can get support. So this is available as part of the service. And the last few slides will just talk about additional services that are available on a fee-for-service basis. Again, whether you have the program or not, if you have budget approval, you can request these. So remember we talked about in the first case study, you've got an employee that is really displaying some symptoms of what could be some mental health concerns, okay? And you want to refer them into counseling, into mandated counseling. So you can suggest that they use the EAP, keeping in mind that that is confidential and voluntary. So they can access if they want. If they do access, you won't know. Okay, so that is an option. However, an additional option is that you as the organization refer them into counseling. So you say to, you're saying to them, whatever's happening is really affecting your performance. It's impacting the workplace. We would like you to get counseling. We will pay for that counseling. As a condition, we expect that you attend counseling, you follow through with the counselor's suggestions. In return for that, you hopefully will again have the employee get that support they need, see an improvement, then the organization gets a report on attendance and compliance. So all it will say is that, Joanne has entered into counseling and she is following through with the counselor's recommendations. She has her first appointment booked for September the 23rd, and then a second appointment booked for 2 weeks later. So that really is, as the word says, it's mandated. So we are asking you, as usually as part of a last chance agreement, that you enter into counseling so that we can help you and see an improvement in the workplace performance. We also offer the assisted referrals. So it's similar, we're asking you to enter into counseling. It's not part of a last chance agreement, but we know that you are accessing service. There's no reporting, but there is still a cost because it's still employer referred counseling. Okay, so that is available as fee for service. And this would be something that can be recommended during a manager consultation. So if you're not sure if this is suitable, you can reach out for a manager consult and they can advise if a mandate or an assisted referral is something that could be part of a recommended solution. As an additional service, we also offer GreenShield Fitness. So this is, again, fee-for-service program that looks really at a focus on overall health through fitness. We partner with a company called Wellbeats, use their existing fitness programs that you will have access to, and again, through the website or through an app, that will be available as an additional program to enhance people's physical fitness. And then the last service is webinars and training. So I had mentioned this also in the case study, where we can offer training to managers or even employees on different topics, different workplace topics. So again, just some of the examples include coping with grief and loss in the workplace, because we know a lot of Oasis agencies really are that caregiver type of organization. Another one is how to identify and prevent caregiver stress and burnout. Also, how to address substance use and mental health in the workplace. We've got, I think, over 100 topics. These are typically 1-hour webinars that are available virtually, or we have the capability also to deliver in person. And we'll work with you as the representative of the organization in terms of which one suits your needs, what does that look like, and how you would like to deliver them. And they start at $695 for a 1-hour session for each webinar. But again, if this is something you're interested in, if there's a particular issue that your workplace is dealing with, you can again use the manager consultation service, or feel free to reach out to Isaac's team, and they can provide additional information. And that's it for the presentation. So happy to answer questions if anybody has any at this point.
I don't see any other questions in the chat at this point, Joanne. So yeah, like Joanne just said, you're able to reach out to myself. That's Isaac at oasisplan.com. So ISAAC at oasisplan. I'll put my email in these slides as well, just so you have them. And yes, as I mentioned in the chat, we'll disseminate these slides and a recording of this webinar to everybody, so they're able to have it and refer to it, since I know there's a lot of detail here, obviously, and just to jog your memory on any of those nuances. And yeah, we are hosting another one of these in November, which will be very similar to this, but in case you missed pieces, or you'll have more specific questions in the coming weeks for it, or you have other coworkers, managers who are you think may be interested in this sort of thing, certainly feel free to put the word out to them. So we'll post this in the newsletter as well, just leading up to that as well. So again, just to refresh your memory, that's mid-November. So yeah, I think that's it for now, Joanne. We're
Great.
just about 5 minutes left here, so fantastic timing for everybody, I think. So again, very much appreciated, Joanne. Yeah.
No problem.
Sorry, I see a question here, David. I will be emailing this to HR managers and posting in the newsletter as well. So yeah, we'll try and get it to you in a couple different avenues to make sure it finds its way into everybody's inbox here. So yes, thank you again, Joanne. Thank you everybody
No
for
problem.
joining. It's great to see fantastic attendance. Yeah, hoping to continue to
Yep.
promote all the great mental health resources here and have it trickle all the way down through all of our organizations. So
That's great.
to every employee. So yes,
Absolutely.
thank you
And
again,
if
everybody.
if I can leave you with just 2 pieces, just for you to remember, it's confidential, and log in, register, download the app so you become familiar, and even on the go, if somebody does, come to your office or stop you in the hallway, you've got it on your phone, and you're able to get the information not only for yourself, but for them as well.
Yes, that certainly goes for dependents as well, which of course we really
Exactly.
want to encourage
Yes.
dependents to be able to, log into their GreenShield, have that barrier to entry be seamless. And so in those moments where you feel a need, for it to be as easy and smooth as possible to find the right help. Okay, perfect. So again, thank you everybody. And yeah, you take care and have yourself